This is CG Ruthless Sports. I will be brutally honest. Ain't nothing but being brutally honest. Coming at you with another video.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Texas Southern University, Michael Badejo. What's up, bro?
Man, what's going on, man? Appreciate you having me.
Where they can find you on social media platform?
My Instagram is my last name, Badeejo, and my Twitter is The Real Badejo.
That's what's up, man. So speaking of you coming out of a small college, man, I was wondering, man, because I seen the guy who actually was a Hall of Famer by the name of Michael Strand. What was it like when you went to that college, man? Like, did you ever have the thoughts like, oh, this guy went there?
Yeah, it was pretty huge, when I transferred in, I kind of knew already about him and what he did for the community, for the school, even getting a chance to, kind of meet him over like Zoom call and giving us, motivation and all that for upcoming season. So that was a pretty cool experience.
It sure is, man. Like, I didn't know much about him until I read the college, and now I'm like thinking, wow, he must have went. He got to be a Hall of Famer in that college. So, what was what was it like when you were coming out of high school? Like, what was there any schools interested in you at one, like top schools, or not really?
Yeah, going out of high school, I was highly recruited. Went through the process of taking my visits to plenty of schools, and then I kind of just narrowed it down to like University of Houston and SMU. I just wanted to be in Texas, wanted to be kind of close home for my people to come to all my games. So I kind of just ended up going to SMU just because it was down the street, and it was a real good opportunity for me to showcase my skills in front of my coaches, my parents, siblings, and all that. Just down the street. So that was pretty cool.
Yeah, it's good to at least play close to home. But what happened during the time at SMU? What made you transfer?
Yeah, I had an amazing time there at SMU. Made a lot of connections there with the staff, coaches, and players. It truly was just best for me. More opportunity on the field, showcasing my skills. So by the time I got to TSU and kind of put my skills on the maps, came out of the All-American, all-conference guy, team captain. So, it was the best move for me.
Yeah, at least you get more playing time. Like, I don't blame you. For some players, you want to get more playing time, more opportunities. So sometimes it's always best to go to another college. So more power for you on that part. So, like, speaking of another question I got in mind. So, like, so I heard of this bowl game called the HBCU Legacy Bowl Game. What is that about? Can you explain to the audience what kind of bowl game that is?
Yeah, so it's a bowl game. They kind of made this bowl game just for HBCU players. It's a huge thing that they had going on. It's the first time they had it on this past February, but it's kind of one of the bowl games where it's up there, where all the social media looks. It's up there with like the Senior Bowls, all those other bowls. So it was a good outcome for us, go out there, showcase our skills, for the NFL Network and all 32 NFL teams out there. So that was pretty cool.
Yeah, it sure is. At least you got a chance to play a bowl game like that. I didn't know much about it, and then I started looking into it. And like, wow, okay, that's interesting. Was that like a combine for you guys too, or no?
That was pretty much like a bowl game. So no combine. It was, you're going through practices, hitting hard, all that, and then that Saturday, you put everything you got on the field, going against the other team.
Oh, that's interesting, man. So like, that's definitely one of those small college bowl games, huh?
Yeah, it's a huge one.
Well, that's tight, man. So speaking of like, so what made you start playing football at what age?
Around the time when I was like elementary, Pee Wee, around that time, got a coach named Coach Duran. Still communicate with him to this day. He took me in, as a young buck, was playing football in the street, threw the football in his yard. And he came out there, gave us some motivation, told us that, we should come play football for his team. And, pretty much after that, that kind of just motivated me to just keep playing football and kind of fell in love with it, while I was in high school.
That's good, man. So was there any other NFL player you grew up watching or a favorite team you always wanted to play for?
So I'm from the Dallas area. So I'm from Arlington, Texas. So I've always been a Cowboys fan. But I grew up watching like a lot of like Ray Lewis, even newer times like Khalil Mack, TJ Watt, and Aaron Donald.
Oh, that's a good way to model your game. Yeah, I don't blame you. If you're from that area, that's of course going to be like a dream come true. So, like, was there like any other teams that had interest of you after your bowl game? Because I've heard like maybe quite a few teams, but have you met with quite a bit of NFL teams or no?
Yeah, so that ball game, like I said, we had all 32 teams there, so that was pretty huge. I pretty much met with a scout every night. The whole week we was out there. I think the most impact I had, or at least the conversation I had, was probably with the Seahawks. That was a pretty huge deal. But I pretty much met with about like 12 teams out there when I was there.
Oh, that's cool. But like, yeah, like looking at you're catching under the radar. Like, I think there's a lot of teams getting interested in you, including the CFL, right?
Yeah. I had went to a CFL workout this past weekend. They waived my fee and all that, so that was pretty cool. They said they was going to do calls and all that. Like this week on Wednesday and Thursday, they gave me a call and pretty much just told me, they would love to have me and all that, but they see a lot going on with NFL, so they're gonna wait it out and see what NFL does before they take me on. So that's pretty good news to hear that from them.
Yeah, you definitely have options, and it's always good to have that in case something happens. But let's say an NFL team does draft you. What are they going to get out of Michael Badejo as a player on the field?
Well, you're going to get a guy that's a go-getter, a guy that's always going to run to the ball. I might be on the left side playing defensive end. The ball goes all the way to the right. I'm going to make sure I'm the first guy there. At least on the D-line, I'm going to make sure I'm the first guy there. You're getting a guy that's going to play through the whistle no matter what. I'm going to get to that sack. I'm a go-getter.
Well, you're a go-getter. So as a defensive end, what do you enjoy playing on, the left side or the right side?
I play either one. I feel like I got, that confidence to play on both sides. Kind of moved around the whole line, when I was at Texas Southern. But, I don't really have no preference. Wherever they throw me at, I'm going to go 110%.
Oh, yeah, that's what's up, man. The energy, that's all it is. But would you prefer your hand down or would you rather just stand up or whatever? Like, because I know different defensive ends do it differently with the stance.
Yeah, I'm more of a guy that likes to put my hand down. I like that 4-point position. I just feel more comfortable being able to get off, and I feel like I can be more explosive and violent.
Yeah, that's a good answer right there. So are you the kind of guy that when you make a sack on the play, are you going to dance on that opponent, or are you just kind of like let your play do the talking?
Sometimes it can go either way. It kind of just depends. It kind of just depends. I'm more of a guy like, I play with a lot of energy, so sometimes I might do like a little celebration dance or whatever. Or majority of the time, I'll just make a play and get up and just throw the finger up, saying like that's one, that's two. Like I'm gonna just keep running it up.
Definitely, man. That's definitely something to look at. Like when you play this game, man, it's some players are just let their play do the talking, or they just have fun with the game. So, as a player, man, like what's the experience like? What was your best overall season as a college pro? Was it last season or the previous year?
It'll probably be one to remember. Probably just this past season that just happened. We had played this school called UAPB, and I finished with 3 sacks in that game. So that was pretty huge to me.
Oh, that's good, man. That's definitely going to catch some other teams' attention. So the way you play, man, I've seen you, like, I guess you were clocked, I don't know, was it like 4.59 or something in the 40?
That was on my shuttle. I was a 4.59. My 40 was a 40 flat.
Okay, I got that a little mixed up right there. But still kind of impressive that a lot of teams are still interested in the way you play the game. So what do players and so what, like, I guess this is a really good question right here. What players do you look up to mimic in your game? Like, which player that comes to mind that you want to play like when you're on the field?
Yeah, when I'm at the edge, at that 5-tech, you got guys like Khalil Mack and TJ Watt. Like I said before, TSU moving around from interior, from 3-tech to at nose and stuff. So that's when I made my game like Aaron Donald, a guy that's violent, plays with a lot of energy, he extends his hand, snatch the opponent, and go make that play.
Okay, that's good, man. So, you know what, man? Like, I know that you're probably gonna have a little more energy, like playing like Aaron Donald. Aaron Donald has some good techniques from what I was looking at the films, like the way he does his little hand movement, like that's something that most defensive linemen do nowadays in these kind of techniques. Like the way he does it, it's very effective. But would you prefer doing like the way he does that hand move, or would you rather do more of a different, like a swim or club move more?
Yeah, that comes with coaching and being being a listener, being a follower. A lot of things with me. I got a lot of tools in my box. I feel like a go-to move with me would be like a fake bull to speed around. Freeze the O lineman and freeze, and you get around him with speed. That's probably like my go-to. And then I like doing a double swipe and then doing a long arm or a bull.
Double swipe and a bull. That's usually common for most defense linemen, but the double swipe is more effective if you use it the right way.
Exactly. Pull your hips through so you get around.
Yeah, guys like Khalil Mack, guys like you just said, Darren Donald. Those are the good players to mimic your game out there. And coming from a small college, that's definitely kind of somebody that people would look up to. But like, yeah, coming from a small college doesn't mean that your NFL dream doesn't always have to be coming from a big school. Like if you were to encourage like top or like recruiters that come out of high school, well, why should they go to Texas Southern, and what would it bring to the table for them?
So it kind of was the same situation I was in when I first got in. I was that guy that was basically just being that recruiter, hosting athletes and basically, trying to motivate them to, come to HBC. It doesn't have to be Texas Southern. It just to come to HBCU. Like, you don't got to be that guy just to be another number to go to a Power 5 school and being there, being stuck, being a scout guy, and you wasted your whole 4 years. Kind of situation I went through. I went to a smaller school and had the opportunity to finish out there being All-American, coming in, starting, and being an aggressive player. So I just feel like, being in those shoes for those recruits like high school or JUCOs, take a chance on smaller schools, take a chance on HBCUs because it's really the same thing. Don't let a name fool you.
Yeah, doesn't always have to be going to Alabama or Oklahoma because they're gonna find you at some point in the NFL. Doesn't matter what school you went from. Like look at Michael Strahm, he became a Hall of Famer by going to that school. So maybe that's encouraging for some of them. Like, hey, I don't have to go to Alabama to get my name out there. I can just go to Texas Southern if I'm one of those guys.
Exactly.
So here's an interesting question. Have you looked up to Nick Bosa's game a little bit when it comes to the swipe move? Because I guess this guy was asking a question right here.
Yeah, Nick Bosa, he's nice with it. He's very aggressive. He likes doing a lot of that the fake bull and then speed around. I like that move with him. But with him, he likes doing the pull on, the long arm stuff. I like that type of movement too.
Okay, that's cool, bro. So yeah, he does some good moves. I don't know the swipe move and all the kinds of stuff. But let's say, for example, would you like to work with Chris Kocurek as your defensive line coach, or you don't know too much about the guy?
When it comes to like position coaches and stuff like that, you really don't know too much. The only thing you really know is how the players, kind of show up on the field. If they're making progress, getting sacks, being productive, then that coach is, he knows what he's doing. So that all comes down to just watching the players and kind of just researching your stuff like that. So when it comes to like an actual coach, I wouldn't mind where I go. As long as your players are producing, then I can agree with you. I can shake your hand and just be like, yeah, man, let's do this.
Yeah, hey, you're just up for anything. So have the 49ers actually met with you before or not really?
Yeah, I spoke with them at the Legacy Bowl, and they gave me a call after my pro day.
Okay, so we guys can confirm that they did met with him before, so you definitely can confirm that. But I guess that everybody's liking you, man. The buzz, man. You're getting your name out there, and what matters is you getting the exposure and the recognition, man. Like coming from a small college, bro. It's not how you finish; it's how you start from right there. Because you started off from SNU and then you finished from Texas Southern. So just because you transfer from another school doesn't mean that it affects your career. I mean, because a lot of college players actually decide to transfer. Like it's kind of changed the game a little bit, right?
Yeah, definitely. So that's why I was saying, like, it's a huge opportunity for people like that to it's cool and all to go to a big school, but when you figure out that you're not getting an opportunity, go ahead and dive for that smaller school. There's nothing wrong with it, or even coming straight out of high school, dive for that smaller school, man.
That's all that matters, man. So, hey, I'm definitely going to give you your final intro saying, because I know you want to go a little short and simple. So I'll give you the intro, and the floor is yours for this one. And you can just give the audience like any other way you want to, you can give any advice to the prospects or anybody else or the audience in general. So I'm going to put you on solo for right now, and we can go from here.
Yeah, like I said, I appreciate you giving me the opportunity to get on your show, man. That's love, and kind of just speaking on to, the recruits from high school and JUCOs or anybody that's in the transfer portal. I know it gets dark sometimes, but when you get that opportunity, enjoy the process and take your time. Reach out to smaller schools, reach out to HBCUs, because you can, make it to the next level from any school. And just like me, a guy transferring from a big Power 5 school and going to HBCU, now I'm getting the opportunity to actually participate in the NFL draft. So definitely, showcase your skills wherever you go. And I'm just trying to make a stand for HBCUs at the end of the day.
All right, man. That's what's up, man. Hey, so that's definitely something that most prospects should definitely take advice. But as always, I appreciate Michael Badejo for coming on the show, and I wish him best of luck on his NFL draft journey. On whatever team drafts this guy, they're going to get a guy that's going to play every down on the field, right?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
All right, man. So we're definitely going to have to update your future, man, but I'm definitely going to root for you, man, for sure.
Yeah, man. Thank you so much, and I appreciate you for having me.
Anytime, bro. As always, CG Ruthless Sports and Michael Badejo is out. So see you guys later.